Welcome to my channel, All for Health with Jane. Family, on this video, we're going to listen to Magistrate Cronje as she is reading out the confession statement by Bongani Ntanzi. Family, remember that Bongani Ntanzi made two statements. One, he made it to Lieutenant Colonel Raphadu, and the other one, he made it to Magistrate Cronje. You know, as I'm listening to this statement today, and comparing it with a statement to Lieutenant Colonel Raphadu, Bongani's statement is almost the same as the first one. Very few things that are, contradicting, that are not the same. For an example, when we look at the roles that were played by each, in both statements, he implicates 5 of these accused, and each of them taking exactly the same roles. So meaning the role that is taking in Raphadu's statement, the role that they are taking in Magistrate Cronje's statement, they are the same. The only difference that I've seen is Bongani, when he was interviewed by Lieutenant Colonel Raphadu, he indicated that the person who called him was Mthokoziseni Mapisa. And when now he's interviewed by Magistrate Cronje, he says he was called by Sifiso Ntuli. That's the difference that I've seen so far. And another difference is after they've done their job, after they've eliminated Senzo, then they were paid some money. And he says immediately he was given 15,000 rand. This is to Magistrate Cronje. And to Lieutenant Colonel Raphadu, he said 50,000 rand. I'm not sure if it was a mistake by Colonel Raphadu, but this is what Colonel Raphadu presented to say he was immediately given 50,000. But with Magistrate Cronje, he says immediately was given 15,000. And later he was given 30,000, which added to the 15 to make it 45,000 rands. Then he left, he went back to Rustenburg. So, okay. And, the car they were using, it's the same car. There's no difference when it comes to that. They were always using the Polo Vivo, and he didn't change when it comes to that. Even the hostel, it's still Basotho hostel. Family, maybe let's listen to this confession, and then as we're listening to it, try to check and pick up if there's a difference to what he has already told Lieutenant Colonel Raphadu. But otherwise, when I went through the two, those were the only differences that I could pick up. So let's listen, family.
I used to work in Carltonville in 2014. I received a call from Sifiso Ntuli. He got my number from Muzi. They asked me to come to Basotho Hostel for Sloris. I came to the Basotho Hostel and Sifiso called me to the bedroom. In the bedroom, it was myself, Sifiso, and Muzi. Whilst in the bedroom, Sifiso told me there was a job that evening. Sifiso and Muzi left the hostel. I remained behind and was drinking and chilling with my friends. Muzi called me to the Vivo vehicle later that evening. He was with Sifiso in the vehicle. When this thing initially happened, we were in Muzi's room and we proceeded to Sifiso's and Nthokoziseni's room number 1B. While we were in Sifiso's room, Karos and Nthokoziseni Mapisa arrived. Karos and Nthokoziseni Mapisa then called Kelly Khumalo. They told her that they were all right. We all then left in the Polo Vivo. It was myself, Karos, Ntoki Ziseni Mapisa, Sifiso and Muzi. At the stop sign, another Polo Vivo came and Karos, Ntoki Ziseni Mapisa, Sifiso and Muzi alighted the vehicle. I remained behind. They spoke amongst themselves and they spoke with Simpiwe, who came in the other Polo Vivo vehicle. Simpiwe gave Ntoki Ziseni 2 firearms. We then left. We went to the township Vosloorus. At Vosloorus we stopped the vehicle. A call came in. I think it was Kelly, and Karos kept on referring to this person as sisters. Karos got out of the vehicle to take this call, whereafter he called Mapisa, Sifiso and Muzi out of the vehicle. They had a meeting outside the vehicle. They came back to the vehicle. Ntoki Ziseni took out a firearm and gave it to Karos. Muzi had his own firearm. Sifiso had his own firearm. I was the only one without my own firearm. I had a small one in my pocket, but didn't use it. It was given to me in the vehicle. Karos said to us, we all had to be positioned since we all are going to hit Senzo Meyiwa. We then all got out of the vehicle. Sifiso was the driver, Muzi was the lookout. Mapisa went to stand by the window, also a lookout for someone who might come out of the window. Karos and I was supposed to get in the house. When we got to the house, he pulled out a firearm. He ordered everyone to lie down and he demanded phones and money. Karos then gave me a phone. I had a plastic bag with me. There was a plastic container on the table with money. Karos gave me the container, which I put in the plastic bag. Everyone was lying down. I believe Karos was told where whatever he was looking for was. Karos was about to open something when Senzo Meyiwa stood up. There was then a scuffle between them and Karos, between him and Karos. My apologies. During this intense scuffle, Senzo took a chair and hit Karos with it. It appeared as if he wanted to prevent Karos from taking whatever he wanted to take from wherever he was opening. Kelly Kumalu was the one who directed Karos where the thing was, which he wanted to take. During the scuffle, Karos fired 2 shots. I did not see where Senzo was hit, because when the shots were fired, I went outside. I was still in the house when it was fired, and I left the house as Senzo was falling. I ran out. As I ran out, Ntoki Ziseni Mapisa came in. I ran and got in the vehicle. They remained in the house. I was there plus minus 5 minutes before they came. As I ran to the car, Muzi was standing outside. All came back, Muzi in front, Ntoki Ziseni and Karos were behind him, following him. We drove away from the scene, and while driving, Karos and Ntoki Ziseni asked for the phone and plastic container which I gave them. Carlos then said, "Here is my watch." We drove to the hostel and went straight to room 1B. Carlos then pointed to Sifiso and said he must warn me. If any word comes out that they were involved, then he would kill me. Carlos and Sifiso then ordered me to go to the kitchen. The four of them, Carlos, Mapisa, Sifiso, and Muzi, remained in the bedroom, and they closed the door. Sifiso then came out and gave me 15,000 rand. I was shivering, since I was never involved in such a thing before. We all left the hostel in the Polo Vivo. At the stop street, Mapisa and Carlos then got into the other Polo Vivo vehicle and left. During the drive to the stop street from the hostel, Carlos kept on pointing his finger at me, threatening me. He was also swearing because I was visibly frightened. I forgot to mention, before they parted ways, the four of them first had a meeting outside the vehicle. I also forgot to mention that Ntokoziseni asked Carlos at the hostel, "Are you sure you really hit him?" At the stop sign, he pointed me with his finger, saying, "I am telling you, you will," and your worship, Your Honor, there's a profanity word.
Read it, because at the SCA and the constitutional courts, they won't be having this document.
"You will shit."
Yes.
And he said, "A deal is a deal." He also said, if he hears anything, he will kill me. He doesn't know my parental home, but Muzi knows, and he will show him. Muzi walked to his place thereafter. Sifiso then said I must not sleep at my place. He took me to a place in Johannesburg, a flat, after picking up his brother in Davidton. Sifiso and his brother then bought liquor and we drank. I went to sleep. Sifiso came to pick me up in the morning. They dropped me off in Davidton. After 2 days, Sifiso gave me further cash. I got a total of about 45,000 rand. This includes the initial 15,000 rand. I then got in a taxi back to Carltonville. I had to change my cell phone number since they kept on calling me, threatening me. One other year, Kwabini Sifiso called me and asked me if I was going to come to his hometown. I went to his house and called him, but he then told me he is at Muzi's house. I then went to Muzi's house. On my arrival, I discovered there was a meeting which was about to end. I do not know what it was about. In this meeting, the fathers of the guys who held the meeting were present. I was there plus minus 3 minutes. When we were asked if we are not family, we should excuse ourselves from the meeting. Kwabini remained and I went outside. Kwabini later said the meeting was about an altercation between the sisters of Muzi, who threatened to tell the police they had Senzo killed. That's all.
Family, another thing that I've realized is that when Bongani was interviewed by Lieutenant Colonel Raphadu, I made a comment saying it shows that Bongani was not scared. It shows that it wasn't the first time Bongani was doing this. He did not even ask any question, for clarity. It's like it was a thing that he is used to doing. But when he's interviewed by Magistrate Cronje, in his reading of this confession, in her reading of this confession statement, she kept on saying Bongani was threatened by his colleagues or maybe the friends, And another thing is Carlos kept on pointing fingers at Bongani, threatening Bongani that you dare tell anyone, we are going to kill you. Sifiso as well, who is Ngani, he kept on as well warning Bongani to keep quiet, otherwise they were going to kill him. And he says they did that because when they looked at him, they could see how shivering he was, you know, how scared he was. You could see the frustration in his face, to show that it's someone who wasn't used to doing this. He even said in the statement, the reason why they said that is because they were aware that I was doing it for the first time. Family, that's what he said anyway. So family, in the comment section, maybe let's talk about this. If you see any other thing that you want to make comment about, let's talk in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching to the end. Please like this video before you leave. Subscribe for my channel if you haven't done so yet. Family, I love you so much. Thank you. Bye.